interactive. We don't want it to be, you know, us screaming things for you guys to do. We want to share experiences and we want to make it fun, you know. So first of all, I'll ask you a question, you know. When you're at a meetup, what difficulties, what challenges do you face when it comes to interacting with people, you know?
The main challenge is to move close to someone, introduce yourself.
Okay.
When you do it, all things get into the flow. And,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the most challenging is the first impression, the first approach.
The first approach.
Yeah.
Why is it? Because you wanna respect the space, or is it what is it?
No.
Yeah.
You're
just shy. No, you don't look like a shy guy. Yeah?
I am.
Yeah.
I can hide it perhaps.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You do it good.
Maybe,
Anyone else face the same problem?
Yeah, or maybe someone can answer to the question.
Yeah.
Maybe how can you solve that issue to not to be that shy?
Can we add on the issue?
Yeah,
Sure,
you can
go ahead.
add in all the issues, then we'll try
I
and
think
bring
the
it
reason
down.
it's difficult to approach people first is because, you know, they have their own team and it feels rude to just, you know, interrupt whatever they're talking about and just start introducing yourself. That's the main reason I don't do it. It's like if you see somebody alone, you know, just they're there for the take. But when they're in a group chat, you can't, you know, it's weird to try and approach.
I'll give you a tip. You know, you can hear?
Yeah, we cannot hear.
You cannot hear?
Oh, really?
Maybe we take the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check.
But last time you cheated me how to meet people.
I have to go far away from this, right?
Yeah.
We actually loudspeakers, right?
Yeah. Okay. Is it on?
No, not
Yeah. It's on now.
Is there?
No.
You
No.
were a teacher before
No.
me. Now you're becoming a...
You have like an on and off thingy there?
Is there one?
No.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I feel confused now.
Hello?
Right now?
Okay, let's speak a little bit louder, maybe.
Okay, we'll speak
Yeah?
a little bit louder. No worries. I can fix that.
Maybe we can repeat the question.
Kind of
worried.
Okay.
Right now?
Anybody face the same issue? Meeting people? Yeah?
And he was teaching me last time how to meet people.
All right.
Now he feels scared.
Yeah?
I'm kind of confused.
Can I share something with you guys? Is that okay?
Yes.
The best scenario in introducing yourself to someone, even if they're in a group, right, is go to them. Say hi. Can I introduce myself? Or say hello, whatever works for you. You know? Ask a question. Hey, how you doing? Can I introduce myself? No one is ever going to say no, especially if you're at a meetup. Okay? And you got to ask not open-ended questions where they can say yes or no. Try and interact with them in a different way. You know, try to find out what they do for a living, how they find, you know, for instance, you know, why are they at this meetup, tech meetup event? Why is that reason they're coming here? Okay, try and align yourself with them. You know, oh, you know, you face the same issue. I also face the same issue. You know, look at it this way. Don't overanalyze things, right? Don't always overanalyze. Try break it down. Keep it simple. Be interactive and make it fun. And once you engage the person on the other end, right? Once you get them talking, you know, the conversation is automatically going to flow. You know, and this takes time. This takes time, takes practice. It also takes a little bit more initiative to talk to people. Or when you go buy a coffee, talk to the lady at the coffee. Try and find out, or the guy at the coffee. You know, I was explaining my experience before. When I was in sales, I used to do this a lot. I used to make sure I talked to 5, 6, and my number kept going up. Now, even today when I go somewhere, even when I go to the office here in the town hall, or for instance, you know, where people say, oh, it's terrible, the people are bad there. But I go in there with a smile, and I talk to the people back there, and I make jokes, and I get them going, and they say, hey, you know what? pretty good energy. So you should try that. All right. So that was just an introduction on how to present yourself. Certain things you should say, and you should also try and find things to align yourself with other people. I think you guys can tell me a little bit more about, what issues you face in terms of trying to align yourself with someone else. Anybody?
Yeah, maybe I can share.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I think for me it's not a problem for talking with someone. The problem is what to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the thing. Like, I don't know where to take these people with my conversation.
Right.
Because this is the problem for me.
Okay, so maybe you should listen to what they gotta say. And like I said, it takes a little bit more research to find out what kind of questions you want to ask. The most importantly is not to be awkward, right?
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
the fear of everybody, right? Maybe I can answer you to this question. It's always good because you want the conversation to have a kind of a flow, right? Like
Yes.
it's taking and giving, right? So it's quite important that you're not asking closed questions. Yeah, you always have to ask questions like, okay, how are you? Then I say, yeah, I'm fine. How's it going? And everything like that. And you want to tech meet up for a big company, yeah? And then you ask them several questions. Where do you work? What is your position actually right now? How went your first interview? Maybe I will have an interview there as well. So, what do you want? Try to find out, to get some information. Yeah, you go there to gain information and to make yourself as well interactive. This is the best place, like Nick said. You have to practice. This is the most important thing. Yeah.
And just to add on what Nina is saying, you have to find your style, because a lot of people copy styles, but your style may not work with her style or his style or his style. So you have to find whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and how do you relate to people. You have to find your own unique beat, right?
Beat. You were talking about beat.
Now it's working.
Now it's
right?
working. We can
Don't
do
take the
bar.
Don't take the bite.
Try now?
Okay.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to press the button.
Hello? Okay, excellent. So, as I was saying, introverts don't connect with people the same way as extroverts. So, you have to match your own style, It's important to be comfortable with who you are, because there's no such thing as someone who's fake, right? And I think the older you get right now, you try and make friends who are genuine, right? You don't want to waste time with people who are not themselves, correct? Right? Because it's very important to find someone who's got your back, and someone who will give you the good advice, and someone you can learn from, because that's how you grow. So find your own style. Do not try and be what you're not. And once you find that, you'll find your own direction and what to talk about. Anybody want to add on that? You want to elaborate a little bit?
I'm unique.
Yeah? In what way unique? You say like you don't find something to talk about. What's your favorite sport?
Like, I like watching NBA.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Uh-huh. So when you go somewhere, you can also share things about your favorite sports, the books you read, and also being someone who is communicative. You also need to invest in yourself, correct? So you gotta read. You gotta be smart. Not only read the books that you're working on, for instance, developers, programmers, technicians, and things like that. No, but read books that will also open your mind in a different way, that you can relate to other people. Yep.
Exactly.
You want to add anything, Nina?
No, I'm good. Should I go ahead?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait.
So, as I was saying, professional networking. Anybody know the rules of professional networking? I think we were talking about being in a room somewhere and not knowing what to ask, or attacking a group of people, right? And not being able to align with them. Tell me, guys, what do you think some of the rules of professional networking are? What do you think? Anybody? No? All right. Show them. Okay, go back.
I'm sorry.
One more. Again. So, when you're in a room of people, like, you network with a lot of different people, right? There's managers, there's supervisors, there's CEOs, there's CFOs, and you know, the way you connect with someone is very important. So this is why it is actually very mandatory for you to be genuine. Because when you go to a room and it's not the immediate hiring manager or something, or maybe it's the CEO or the CFO, or even somebody who's just been in the company for a long time and says, hey, you know, I spoke to Stefanos, and he's quite down-to-earth guy, you know, I really like his energy, you know, and first of all, be yourself, and then never ask questions that feel that you're only going after the job. Try and find out first, does this company fit with my values? Does it fit with what I want to do in life? Are the people around this company, you know, I know now it's difficult due to the economic situation, current situation, but I always tell myself, if you're not doing something you love, then you should go out and seek what you love. So don't seldomly just go ask for an interview. First find out a little bit more about the company. If you align, connect with the people there. Networking is a big thing. You know, how many people got LinkedIn on this? LinkedIn? All right, excellent. LinkedIn is a very big tool right now. Maybe, Nina, you can show them how to, when you go to a networking event, and even when we go to a networking event, we usually log on to the people who are in that room, and we connect with them. And the next day we follow up, and we talk. We actually align with them. We try and align with them. If we see that there are some people who have aligned with our brand, then we connect with them and we follow up and we make meetings, right? So maybe Nina can show you how you can connect with people in a room instantly on LinkedIn. Those who have your phones out, go ahead.
It's called I think it's called the radar function.
Yeah,
So it means, you know it? Great, that's actually good. Who knows the radar function, actually? Okay, one. Perfect. Like, for example, an event like this, or when you're on that tech meetup, yeah, that's good, because you say sometimes you feel a kind of a fear to speak to people because you don't know who it is actually, yeah? So it's different to speak to a CEO of a big company, of a big tech company, or maybe to an employer, yeah, or a trainee or something like that. So you can turn on all they have.
Location, I think.
Say it again?
I think we have turn on location.
Exactly, you have to turn on the location, and then you go to My Network. Everybody who has LinkedIn. And then you see on the right-hand side, on the right corner, on the down corner, the blue button. You see it? Everybody sees it? Yeah? Right? Yeah? Ah, yeah. Maybe everybody can see it. Yeah, there. I think you just can do it with the mobile version, not with the stable one. And then you press on that dude there. You see then you have different options like add contacts, scan QR code. What is quite good as well on big meetings as well. This is nice. Or when you go to job fairs, they usually have on their different places an QR code where you can scan, and then you get information about the company and everything. And sometimes what is quite good as well, you get information about the responsible person you have to speak with. Yeah? Because there are big companies out there, yeah? And everybody wants to have an interview with them, but it's always good to go to a fair like that and connect personally. Because for sure we have the tool online networking, but the offline networking is really, really important as well, because you can play around and you can, like Nick said, you can learn, you can educate yourself as well, yeah? And find nearby off. It's off now. You press it, so it's on. Okay, Bluetooth is turned off, so I have to turn it on. And then you must see, the connection in here is not that great. Usually when you're on a fair, it's in a big hall or something like that. So then you see all the people around it here. So then you can connect and you see who's around you. Yeah. So you can really see, like when you're scared or you have a fear about interacting in groups. Yeah. And use this tool as well.
And do it. Connect.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Why do we have social media? We cannot work it
And
to our advantage.
exactly. And as an opener, use this tool. Yeah. There's a group and you say, I turned this on. Maybe it's a LinkedIn event. We went to a LinkedIn event. Yeah. So you go there and say, oh, I just want to talk to you. I saw you on the radar. So then you can connect. You can ask questions. So use it definitely. Yeah? It's a good tool.
Excellent.
Any questions? You found it. Everybody found it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not.
Sorry, guys. Another thing. Let people know you wanna. Thank you. Let people know you wanna learn from their experiences, because that's part of networking. You know. I'll tell you a little secret about myself. I've always tried to learn from smart people. I've aligned myself with a lot of people who are smarter than me, and I always try to learn from them. You know, they always say you are the company you keep, right? So when I network with people, for instance, I follow, like I'll give you an example on LinkedIn. I saw an entrepreneur who was talking about the Generation Z, you know, and he was talking about how the Generation Z, most of the people, it's difficult for them to get jobs. And there was this young lady who showed up at an interview on time, good energy, she was eager, she was smiling, and even if she lacked experience, they took her on the job. So work on those other skills, like, you know, giving your best, giving a good attitude, giving good energy, you know, putting yourself in difficult situations on a daily basis. They always say if you want to grow, do something difficult every day of your life. And do it. And that will open up your mind, will open up who you are. And if someone loves your energy, they will not care about your experience. They will say, you know what? Stefan has amazing energy. We can teach him.
Do I?
Yes, you do. And I don't think you're shy either. So, you see, and they will see that in you, and then it will be easier for you to connect and grow your network. And sometimes people usually get jobs not because so much of their experience, but because of how they engage with people. Okay? Any questions?
Go ahead.
So, fascinating statistics. I found out that 38, I was just talking about the number of people who sometimes, you know, get jobs due to their good energy. Now, 38% of professionals find it difficult to maintain their business relationship. Why is that? Tell me. Why do you think that is the case?
Ladies, go ahead as well.
Yeah. Ladies. How many of you have friends here? I think everybody has friends, right? Let me ask the lady here. Sorry, could you tell me your name again? Evina. Tell me, when you with a friend, what is the most important thing about the friends you keep around? Most important.
I guess the feeling that they have your back
Exactly.
and they're there with you whatever you are going through or trying to do or thinking or whatever.
Exactly. And also
Being present.
being present, and engaging, right?
Yes.
Okay? So, in a professional life, it's the same thing. You have to engage with people. You have to put in the work. You have to, sometimes engage with people when there's a lot of professionals out there that put up posts to kind of advise people who are seeking jobs, to give motivation. If someone aligns with you, try to align with them as well, right? It's like a friendship. Look at it like a friendship. You have to make the investment. If you don't make the investment, you'll never reap the full potential of that. Okay, now supporting information. We can go to the next, Nina. So this is just showing 95% of professional consider face-to-face communication vital for long-term business, So go to, what do you call them, like career fairs, open events, networking events. Try and align with some of the business professionals by asking them questions, asking them for advice, getting mentorship, It's not very hard nowadays in the digital world to be aligned with someone, A lot of people out there are doing what they love doing, and they're giving back to the community. So if you love something that someone who's in a position of empowering others is, align with them, Make a comment. Why do we have social media? It's to put yourself out there too, and who knows, next time you have an interview, they'll be like, okay, I saw you commented on my post, so you like and you align with what I believe in.
Yeah, maybe I can add on this as well. The online networking is good for practice as well. Yeah. So when you're a little bit more shy on making the offline communication networking, like Nick said, try it. Yeah. Make it open up to your own post as well. Yeah. Be confident. Everything starts with doing. Yeah, we have to begin. We have to try, and then it's all about the consistency. Yeah, you have to put in the efforts. You have to put in the work, and you're getting stronger and stronger as well. Yeah, this is important too. Yeah.
And this is just to show you, 70% of people found jobs through their connections in their company, like someone who knows someone who knows someone else. And now I'm actually getting to know a lot of you guys, and I'm getting good energy from you guys. And Apostolos has informed me that you guys are working hard. So as a recruitment agency, we have the capacity to also work hard to find those jobs for you, because we know how passionate you are about what you do. So every day we are extending our network. We are working with a lot of companies from the European Commission. Here in Greece, we are attaining more companies in terms of partnership. So we like what we see here, We see the passion in what you guys are trying to achieve, and we'll try and support you the very best way we can, If you need any advice, any of you who are linked to my LinkedIn right now, you could always send me, a message. Send me an email, give me a call. I don't care. If you're having an issue, if you want me to help you, if you want us to help you, to give you some advice in how you can strengthen your career, we're never too busy, Life sometimes is about when you've been privileged enough to do something that is greater. I think you need to share that talent with the people around you. I believe in that. I always say, if I'm on the line of being successful, I want everybody in my circle to be successful, as long as they're putting in the effort. Another thing, 39% socialize more online than in person. So try and do that. I don't know. Tell me a little bit about some of the things you align with most, when it comes to post. Do you post things on Facebook that have to do with motivation, that have to do with the programs that you guys are trying to attain when it comes to what you're studying? Tell me. Anybody? Stefan.
I usually post things that are more light in a way. Perhaps yesterday I posted a photo where I was with Michalis and we were coding in a cafe in Athens. That it was very beautiful. So I wanted to share with my network.
Yeah.
Great.
Do that. That is good. You were doing something powerful with Michalis, and do that. Put yourselves out there. You never know who's watching. Next, and why do we have social media? We cannot use it. The little things that we can do can really take us to the next step. And you never know who's going to be looking at your post and say, hey, Michalis and Stefanos, those guys, I like it. I love their energy. I love their energy. I love what they posted. Hey, let me call them in for an interview. It works. It works like that. Trust me. I've seen a lot of cases where people have gotten hired because of their personality, and their drive, their passion. So if you're passionate about that, go ahead.
Maybe anybody else as well. Maybe what was your name again? Yeah. Stefanos. Another Stefanos. So what is your experience with social media in general?
Yeah, I don't use social media.
That's great, actually. Okay. So what do you think after that meeting? Are you going to use it, or you're trying? Honest answer. Do you think you start doing something, or like people don't?
I don't like using only Facebook for job, only for this.
Okay, you're using LinkedIn, or
No.
not that much? Okay. Someone else. Great.
I want to learn which social media tools are most effective. I mean, LinkedIn's Facebook.
Yeah.
Which one?
You came a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. We spoke a little bit about LinkedIn. I think we can have a quick chat afterwards as well to let you know about LinkedIn. So, and maybe the others can later on help you as well. Definitely, yeah?
All right. Yeah. And just to elaborate, yes.
My personal thing is I used to use Facebook just for jokes and funny stuff and music, which I hope any of my future employees will never see. And I keep LinkedIn strictly professional.
Of course.
And I am the kind of person that has a bit of a trouble going in a room and speaking to people, but I have a lot more problem to actually send a message or an email out of the blue to someone. I mean, I am allowed as a student to send my tutors messages to help me with homework, and I don't even do that because I don't want to bother them. I know.
But why do you find it hard to connect? Is it you've had a bad experience? Or,
No, I just, I think in my mind, we are very different. I will speak with people that work in companies, and I have never worked in such a company.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm disconnected from the start. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I will understand what you're saying.
Right.
It's kind of...
Okay, but I can align with you. There's a lot of people who don't want to feel like they're imposing, but guys, we're
Get over it.
Yeah, we are in a digital age, and everything is moving digitally. So if you're not on the digital footprint, you're missing out, and you're not getting your full potential. And anyways, you guys are tech geniuses. So if anything, you're the first guys who should be digitally connected, because you never know. Like my Facebook is different. I use my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn for professional